People sometimes say to me, Dr. Allen, what's the big five? Should I be using it when I measure personality? Is it better than other psychometrics? Is it as good as the Magnificent Seven or Ocean's 11 or even the Dirty Dozen? Well, I'm going to tell you all about the big five, how you can be using it practically and what it means in terms of Clevry's assessments. So what is the big five? Well, let's dispel a few misconceptions. It's not a psychometric, it's not a particular theory of personality. The big five, in fact, is a statistical model. It's used by researchers in personality when they want to either try and understand all of personality or when they want to try and find out whether a particular psychometric is measuring enough of personality to be a meaningful assessment. What does that all mean? Well, the big five first emerged in the early 1990s, so it has been around a long time. It was developed as a result of statistical analyses of existing psychometrics, and the researchers at the time were really interested in whether there was some common themes amongst all of those psychometrics which enabled them to explain personality in as few dimensions as possible. When they applied the statistical analysis to all of that personality data, 5 factors of personality emerged, and those were branded the big five. Those 5 dimensions are, in no particular order, conscientiousness, agreeableness, neuroticism, openness and extroversion. The 5 factors which emerged from those very early studies into the big five were used again and again in further research and became the norm pretty much for what you should be measuring when you're doing research into personality. So if you wanted to understand how caffeine affects performance and personality, you would use a questionnaire measuring the big five. So it wasn't really intended for use in the workplace, but it did become a kind of benchmark, a consistent framework to use across different forms of research and academic study. Because the big five is such a consistent, widely accepted framework for research, it's very helpful for publishers and developers of psychometric tests like Clevry when they want to make sure that the instruments they develop really are measuring what they say they do, which in other words is personality.